Sand. Sand is one of the most flexible and powerful transforming weapons in the Naruto series, especially through the magnet release kekkei genkai of the Kazekaghê lineage. The sand I'm talking about includes regular sand Gaaras, iron sand, Satetsu, and gold dust Kinsha. Each type has its own traits, creating a weapon system that evolves across generations. Gaara's regular sand automatically protects him without conscious control, because his mother Karura's will was infused into the sand, and because he was the jinchuuriki of the one-tail, Shukaku. After Shukaku was extracted, Gaara still kept this ability and refined it even further. He can grind the surrounding ground into new sand, turning the environment into an unlimited resource in deserts or rocky terrain. His sand can flow like liquid to surround and restrain enemies, then instantly harden to crush them. It attacks and defends at the same time. One mass of sand can block attacks, while another part expands outward to strike from multiple directions. Iron sand was developed by the third Kazekaghê. Based on research into Shukaku, it uses iron powder magnetite, about twice as heavy as silica, combined with magnet release. The extra weight gives iron sand much stronger offensive power, and it also allows very complex shaping iron sand drizzle metal rain. Iron sand gathering assault. Black iron fist. Defensive walls. Sharp weapons. Or just like regular sand, slipping into gaps to restrain targets. It was even used to flood the joints of puppets to disable them in battle. Gold dust, used by the fourth Kazekaghê Rasa, is the heaviest of them all. He once used it to restrain and overpower Shukaku. Techniques like Gold Dust Imperial Funeral can crush targets, or be combined with regular sand to increase weight and help cool it down. Gold dust is also less affected by moisture than silica-based sand. All of these sand types are regenerative transforming weapons. They constantly change shape, from shields, tentacles, coffins, and sand waves to moving platforms and massive structures. As long as the chakra flow is maintained, Shinki carries a large personal supply of iron sand, removing his dependence on the environment, and he can combine it with lightning release to increase speed and striking power. Sand is one of the most flexible weapons in the Naruto world. Sand manipulation is not just a technique, it is a living, regenerative, multi-purpose transforming weapon that evolves across generations of Kazekaghê, from self-defending regular sand to the heavy iron sand and gold dust. These weapons define the power of the Sand Village and the gap between high-level ninja, and all of your comments have been the driving force that keeps me creating content and delivering unforgettable moments. We are aiming for the milestone of 50,000 subscribers. If you love Naruto, want to explore hidden details, exciting theories, and enjoy top-quality videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button now, and let's reach 50,000 together. Don't forget to comment about your favorite character or any ideas you'd love to see in the next video. Your feedback is truly valuable. Samehada. Samehada, one of the 7 legendary ninja swords of the Hidden Mist, is often misunderstood by Naruto fans as just Kisame's chakra-absorbing weapon. In reality, it is a transforming weapon with overwhelming power, famous across all 5 great nations because of its unique system that blends biology and chakra. Unlike normal swords that simply cut, Samehada rips apart its target using a rough surface covered in hard, shark-like scales. These spikes are living, functional tissue that can extend, retract, and grow in direct proportion to the amount of chakra it absorbs. When it is well fed, the sword physically transforms. The scales swell into massive fins, increasing its size and raw tearing power. This evolution turns Samehada into a living weapon that adapts based on its chakra diet, completely different from the static weapons we usually see. Samehada's chakra absorption ability is far superior to most standard chakra draining techniques. It drains chakra through simple contact. In close-range taijutsu combat, even light contact with its scales can rapidly drain chakra. If you block Samehada with chakra-enhanced weapons or defenses, that chakra coating will be consumed. During its fight with Killer Bee, Samehada drained the chakra of Six Tails in just a few seconds, an amount of energy enough to overwhelm most shinobi. The most dangerous part of Samehada's shape-shifting ability is its fusion mechanism. Samehada can partially merge with its user, channeling absorbed chakra to heal fatal wounds or restore stamina. Kisame pushed this even further with full fusion, turning his body into a shark-like form, breathing underwater, moving at extreme speed, and absorbing chakra directly through his skin. This literally turned him into a tailless, tailed beast, a true apex predator. Samehada breaks the rules of normal weapons because it has autonomy. It chooses its owner based on chakra compatibility. When an unfamiliar ninja tries to wield it, spikes burst out of the handle, forcing them to let go. During the fight with Killer Bee, the sword betrayed Kisame because it liked Bee's octopus-like chakra more. This level of awareness makes Samehada closer to a summoned beast than a tool, setting it apart from every other sword. On top of that, Samehada has utility functions. It can extend its handle like a whip, store objects. Killer Bee hid 5 swords inside its mouth, and sense chakra. When Kisame died, the sword cried, showing emotional response and instinctive awareness. With Killer Bee, Samehada reached its full potential, supporting defense, absorbing incoming attacks, and acting as a combat partner. However, it has limits. It can become saturated if it absorbs too much chakra, and when overfed, it may release excess chakra back. A sword with overwhelming power, and if a shinobi is not strong enough, they simply cannot use it. Kusanagi. Orochimaru's Kusanagi is one of the most unique and powerful transforming weapons in the Naruto series, representing a perfect blend of Japanese mythology and ninja power. This is the real-deal sword, part of the 3 sacred treasures. Ame no Murakumo no Tsurugi. Orochimaru stores it inside his mouth and can pull it out by summoning a snake. The core transformation mechanic is its ability to instantly extend and retract at will. The blade can stretch to extreme distances in a split second, allowing sudden long-range attacks while keeping maximum sharpness and piercing power. During his fight with the third Hokage, Hiruzen, Orochimaru extended Kusanagi across a huge gap to strike from unpredictable angles. It is also extremely sharp, capable of cutting through most ordinary materials. However, this sword cannot cut Hiruzen's adamantine staff, and cannot pierce Naruto's Four-Tails chakra cloak. This may hint at a mythological limit, suggesting it fails against diamond-level hardness, or reaches a power ceiling when facing extremely dense chakra. The most distinctive feature is telekinetic control. Orochimaru can control Kusanagi with his mind without holding it, turning it into an independent weapon. He can attack from multiple directions at once, fighting up close with taijutsu or ninjutsu while the sword flies freely, stabbing from different angles. This pressure forces opponents to split their focus between Orochimaru himself and the self-moving blade. In addition, the sword can shrink down into a snake-like form and return to Orochimaru on its own, making sure it is not permanently lost unless it is sealed. When the Orochimaru inside Sasuke was sealed by Itachi's Totsuka sword, Kusanagi was locked away as well and disappeared from the series afterward. Even though Orochimaru later revived through Anko's cursed seal, he was never able to use it again. Compared to other Kusanagi versions, Sasuke's sword is just a normal chokuto. It does not extend, has no telekinetic control, and cannot transform. In short, it only shares the name Kusanagi, but as a weapon, it is basically an average sword. Sasuke makes up for this with his taijutsu, Bukijutsu, and lightning release, channeling high-frequency lightning chakra to increase sharpness and cutting power. This version has impressive feats, cutting through all normal metals and standard weapons, and it stayed with Sasuke through many battles against high-level opponents. However, it lacks the supernatural flexibility of the original, and it is strong because the one wielding it is Sasuke, Hiramekare. Hiramekare is one of the most unique and high-potential transforming weapons in the Naruto series, and a member of the 7 legendary ninja swords of the Hidden Mist. Unlike swords with fixed power, Hiramekare can store chakra in a way similar to Tsunade's Byakugo seal, allowing the user to build up energy over time and scale its power exponentially. Its power ceiling is not limited by its original design, but depends entirely on how much chakra is fed into it the longer it stores chakra, the more terrifying the sword becomes. Its transformation mechanism is activated by a release command. Stored chakra bursts out from holes in the blade, tearing away the bandages, then covering the entire sword to shape it into different forms: a massive warhammer, a long blade, a scythe, or even crystal-like structures resembling fish bones. The more chakra it holds, the more its size and destructive power skyrocket. Chojuro proved this clearly from the 5 Kekkei summit to the 4th Great Ninja War. The sword kept evolving as more chakra was accumulated. The most striking feature is its ability to truly expand in physical size and split into 2 twin swords. Hiramekare can divide into two independent blades, each retaining full transformation ability and usable on its own. Both halves still operate at maximum power. This cooperative function creates extremely flexible and effective multi-user tactics. Transformation does not just change shape. It creates crystal-like chakra structures that deal damage and restrict movement. Fishbone-shaped crystals burst out from the sword, tightly binding the opponent, causing continuous damage, and preventing counterattacks. Blocking the blade is not enough. The crystals still immobilize the target. This restraining ability is especially powerful, strong enough to hold back Kinshiki, a fighter who physically overwhelmed Kage, level ninja, even though Choyuro himself did not surpass him in raw strength. The sword's transformation itself becomes the method of attack. The opponent may not even realize what is happening before the blade expands and connects. This allows it to function effectively in close combat, as well as mid to long range, depending on how the released chakra is shaped. One interesting mechanism is that its power partly depends on the user's confidence. Chojuro once stated that the more confident he is, the stronger the attacks become, even with the same amount of chakra. This psychological factor allowed Hiramekare to clearly evolve alongside Chojuro's growth. From a timid boy into a decisive Mizukage, Hiramekare is considered the leader's sword among the 7 ninja swords, and it once restrained a raging Samehada when used by Shizuma. This implies a design advantage over the other legendary blades in the collection. In short, Hiramekare is not just a sword, it is a transforming weapon with limitless potential thanks to chakra storage, physical expansion, splitting, binding crystal creation, ultra-fast transformation speed, and flexible range control. Its power grows over time and with the user's will, making it one of the most evolution-driven weapons in the shinobi world. Truth-seeking orbs. Truth-seeking orbs are one of the most powerful and unique transforming weapons in the Naruto series. Each orb is only about the size of a fist, yet every single one contains terrifying power, enough to erase an entire forest in an instant. However, their true strength is not raw destruction, but their ability to break every rule of normal defense. At the core of the truth-seeking orbs is a special chakra composition, a fusion of all 5 basic elements: fire, water, wind, lightning, and earth combined with yin-yang release. Because of this structure, the orbs can break down matter at a molecular level. Except for attacks infused with senjutsu chakra, anything that touches them, solid boulders, thick chakra shields, or even mountain-level defensive techniques, is reduced to dust. A single touch is enough to erase you, no matter how many large-scale, devastating attacks you have endured before. The most standout feature that makes truth-seeking orbs a perfect transforming weapon is their flexible shape-shifting ability. The user can freely reshape them based on tactical needs we have seen. Obito turned them into protective shields in many different forms, and also transformed them into the Nunoboko. Madara created a Shakujo staff and used the truth-seeking orbs as projectile bullets for attacks. And we saw Naruto combine them with wind release, senjutsu, chakra, and the power of the tailed beasts to create extremely powerful attacks. As long as you possess 6 paths power, you can shape them into anything according to your will, as long as you choose to. Besides offense, the orbs can act as barriers, movement platforms, or homing projectiles that turn back after impact. This versatility turns them into an all-in-one tool for offense, defense, and utility packed into a small, compact form. However, this weapon is not unlimited. One major limitation that many people overlook is that the number of orbs is fixed and cannot be recreated. When an orb is destroyed or fully used up, it is gone forever. 10 Tails, Jinchuuriki, like Obito and Madara, had sane orbs, while Naruto only received 9 from Hagoromo. Naruto used up almost all of them during the 4th Great Ninja War, using them to counter Limbo, lending them to Sasuke as movement platforms, losing them inside Kaguya's dimension, and, in the end, all of them disappeared after the 4th Great Ninja War. As for weaknesses, You cannot physically touch truth-seeking orbs. These spheres can only be countered by Senjutsu Chakra. After receiving 6 paths power, Naruto was able to kick away Madara's orbs, and Sasuke was finally able to touch them without being disintegrated. For anyone without 6 paths chakra, this is an instant kill weapon that ignores all forms of defense. But against opponents, on the same level, also possessing 6 paths power, they become extremely durable, constructs controllable, but very difficult to destroy. Their advanced applications are even more impressive. Toneri, in the last, infused Tensigan chakra into the orbs, creating an intricate golden prison and a massive sword that sliced the moon in half. Because of that, the potential of truth-seeking orbs is basically limited only by the user's imagination and chakra control. In short, truth-seeking orbs are not just weapons with massive raw power, but ones that create a qualitative power gap. Without 6 paths chakra, you are almost completely helpless against them, no matter what technique you use. They represent the peak of the chakra system, reserved for god-tier beings, and clearly explain the power hierarchy within the Naruto world. Adamantine Staff. The Adamantine Staff is one of the most unique and powerful transforming weapons in the Naruto series. Unlike normal weapons, this is the transformed form of the Monkey King. Enma, a battle-hardened elder monkey summon and the loyal ally of the third Hokage. Hiruzen Sarutobi. Its true strength is not just its diamond-like hardness, but the combination of intelligence, autonomy, and extreme flexibility. Enma can transform into a long black staff, hard as adamantine diamond, and nearly indestructible against ordinary attacks. However, the biggest difference is that Enma fully retains his consciousness and free will in this form. He can move on his own, return to Hiruzen's hand when needed, or act independently without waiting for orders. During the fight with Orochimaru, Enma instantly grabbed the Kusanagi sword in mid-strike to protect Hiruzen, a split-second tactical decision that turned a weapon into a living ally. The staff's extension ability is often underestimated. It can stretch to massive lengths enough in the anime to push back the Nine-Tails Kurama, applying overwhelming force across hundreds of meters against a raging tailed beast. This clearly shows raw power output far beyond most other summons. This flexibility is also shown through partial transformation. From the staff's surface, Enma can suddenly grow claws, backs, arms, legs, or even eyes to launch surprise attacks. In other words, an opponent who thinks they are facing a simple staff can be slashed or bitten at any moment, from any surface, making it extremely flexible and unpredictable. One top-tier technique worth mentioning is the adamantine prison wall. Enma splits himself in staff form, creating many smaller adamantine rods that lock together into a cage around the target. Each rod retains diamond-level hardness, turning the technique into near-absolute defense. The prison wall is durable enough to block mid-scale wood release from Hashirama Senju. Despite being indestructible and never chipped during battle, Enma admitted that Orochimaru's Kusanagi sword could still cause him pain, revealing a specific weakness against legendary weapons with superior properties. In his original monkey form, Enma was able to temporarily overpower the Edo Tensei of the first and second Hokage, proving his raw physical strength even without transforming. Enma himself is a highly experienced, independent warrior with his own forehead protector. The transformation simply concentrates and optimizes that power for Hiruzen's close combat fighting style. The deep bond between Enma and Hiruzen creates a unique advantage. Enma is not just a weapon, but a tactical advisor. He communicates, gives advice, questions, decisions, as seen with Orochimaru, and analyzes the fight in real time, like Hiruzen having a second brain. Enma sustains himself without draining chakra from his user, allowing long-term use without energy loss. But of course, Enma demands absolute trust and respect. With his strong ego, he only works at peak efficiency, with someone truly worthy. Like Hiruzen, after decades of partnership, not everyone who holds a summoning contract can make him transform effectively. Scientific ninja tools. Scientific ninja tools represent a major turning point in the transforming weapon system of the shinobi world, shifting power away from personal chakra and training toward mass-producible technology. They are not just weapons. They are transforming tools that amplify and store techniques, democratizing power to the point that they shake the very foundation of traditional ninja culture. These tools are divided into four main types, each with its own transforming nature and specific use cases. Condenser is the most controversial type. The glove works as a chakra compression device, storing ninjutsu that has been sealed into scroll cartridges. The user only needs to aim and activate it. The jutsu is released without consuming the user's own chakra. A civilian, or even Rock Lee, who cannot use ninjutsu, could theoretically fire Rasengan, shadow clones, or any high-level technique that has been preloaded. This mechanism is similar to Momoshiki's ability to absorb and re-release jutsu, but it is far more accessible, requiring neither a Rinnegan nor god-tier power. The bionic type is directly integrated into the body, turning the user into a cyborg. Ao's prosthetic arm absorbs jutsu through physical contact, similar to the Preta path, but without needing special eyes, while Delta's body contains eye lasers that can pierce through Kurama's regeneration, causing permanent damage. These modifications do not just enhance the user, they alter the body itself, blurring the line between human and weapon. The amplification type boosts the user's own techniques, converting ninjutsu into pure physical phenomena. This bypasses chakra absorption mechanics such as the Rinnegan or Karma, turning attacks into physical force that is difficult to defend against with standard jutsu. The advanced technology type includes weapons like Boro's Dark Cloud, biological weapon, creating a physical virus that spreads through contact, paralyzing and eroding the body. The power of these tools lies in their transforming nature and mass production flexibility. They exploit weaknesses in the old system, no reliance on training, and the ability to compress Junin-level power into ordinary devices. However, limits still exist to prevent total domination. For example, the Shinobi Gauntlet has limited storage space. Cartridges must be manually loaded, and once they are used up, they are gone. With no flexible adjustment like natural techniques, the tools are locked into preloaded settings and lack the instant adaptability of highly skilled shinobi. During the Chunin exams, Boruto used tools to perform techniques he had not learned, which led to a ban and a lesson about what real strength means. Gaara exploits the dark side of these weapons, turning the body itself into a permanent weapon, like Delta, or Kawaki and Code, who can transform their limbs into ultra-durable and powerful structures. The era of peace after the Fourth Great Ninja War pushed scientific progress forward, with villages investing heavily in research. Scientific ninja tools were born from that prosperity, but they also raise major questions. Does technological convenience weaken the art of being a shinobi? Or is it simply the next logical evolution? And has a new era arms race already begun? All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.